lovely juicers. Today I am working from my favorite hangout spot, which is Starbucks. I have my juice with me, and my focus today is all about checking in mentally, physically, and spiritually. Not to pivot from the focus of this video, but I wanted to briefly take you through my day. I am a bit of a boho-centric kind of girl, so I love shopping for things that complements my personality and complements nature. I love neutral colors. I do have to make a pit stop at home because it's important for me to make time to eat. I want to properly refeed, so I need to make sure I take in as much nutrients as needed to keep my body hydrated and healthy. So I have to do what I have to do. I really want to give you guys an update on everything that I have going on since my part 1 video. I know in my part 1 video I was suffering from bloat, so I will be giving you an update on that. But right now it is time to go grocery shopping because your girl is still juicing. So I am picking up my favorite green apples. It really gives my juice a fresh taste and doesn't overpower the other flavors. I still love using cucumbers as my base only because it produces a lot of juice and it's the most hydrating fruit alongside melons. I know a lot of people tend to switch up their juicing recipes often, but if you have been following my journey, I typically stick with the same fruits and vegetables. Every now and again I will switch it up for nutrients' sake, but I love sticking with fruits and vegetables that I'm used to because it makes me feel great and it gives me a lot of energy. And energy is very important to me because I am a full-time mom and I need my energy. Now that I'm refeeding, I will be including a variety of fruit to really load my body with everything that it has been lacking while on this juice fast. Welcome back, like part 2 of this refeeding journey. I know the last time we spoke I was speaking a lot on the broth, which caused me to bloat, but I realized it was a lot of other things that was causing me to bloat as well because I finally ate avocado. I ate the whole avocado. Maybe if I would have ate half it wouldn't have been that bad, but I ate the whole avocado and I was in bed the next day all that day. Like, it was horrible. So I finally got to a point where my gut feels better and I'm feeling more comfortable, so I'm doing a lot of juicing. But I just wanted to point out something. So as you guys know, I haven't decided what my long-term diet is going to be. I was kind of straddling the fence on if I should go raw or just high raw, or I'm really in between on what I want to do. But I was watching this documentary yesterday and basically they were talking about how we have all of these toxic vegan foods out there, and I mean, I just felt so overwhelmed for me to just watch all of these things that I used to eat, like vegan foods that are like super toxic. It made me feel like uncomfortable, like, oh my god, like what am I gonna do? And I'm really seriously contemplating on going raw, like as a lifestyle. And I'm so nervous because it's like I know a lot about the different types of vegan foods, like cooked food, but I don't really know anything about like a lifestyle eating raw, like how to properly sustain it. Is it even possible? I know it's possible, but just the idea of me sustaining it seems like a lot. So I'm a little afraid. I would love to do it, but I just don't know what that looks like as far as money, as far as time and energy goes, as far as like my minerals and vitamin intake. It was easy to do for 90 days. Like, I knew that I was going to go through this refeeding stage, but as far as like a lifestyle, like what do you do? If there's any raw vegans out there, please give me some insight on how that goes, because I really want to go raw as a lifestyle, but I feel like I need to do way more research. I really need to like dive into it and look into it, because over the past couple of days since I started refeeding, I will honestly say that it has been calling me. And it's crazy because it's not even something that I fully desire to do, because I love sweet potatoes. I love cooking sweet potatoes, but it's been on my spirit like so heavy, like you really need to go raw, you really need to go raw. And I'm just like terrified, because it's just that I feel like it's such a huge step, such a big decision to make, but I want to do it. Like, it's like my spirit, my soul wants to do it, and my mind is just like, girl, you cannot handle that. So I would love to hear you guys' feedback on that, because I'm just nervous. And it's crazy because I always thought, you know, in this journey, the beginning is the toughest part. I am here to tell y'all it's really the end. the ending on what's next. This seems to be the most emotional, the most drawn out, the most uncomfortable. Like, it's just so many things that go into play when you're trying to figure out what's the next step after I get my gut back comfortable and taking in solid foods. So, I mean, it's just been really emotional. Like, I don't want to put junk in my body anymore. And I know we live in such a toxic world. And what options do we have? It's like so many toxic foods out there. And so it seems like the best diet is to go raw. Don't get me wrong. I went raw for a brief period of time back in 2016 when I initially started having medical issues. But everything went away like so quickly to where I really didn't have to go that long. Like, I didn't do a prolonged like raw detox, so to say. So I really don't know what that's like. But I know that there are benefits, but I don't know if there's benefits long term. Sometimes I think that things that you eat as far as during a detox is designed just for a detox, just to be temporary. I don't know if you get past a certain time frame that it begins to take a toll on your body. So it's just so many things that I've been looking up as far as refeeding goes, as far as like a raw diet. It's just so much information, and I don't think that I will officially break this refeeding process until I decide what I need to do moving forward. It's just not mentally helping me, emotionally helping me. It just seems like too much. Even though my daughter is eating high raw, she still takes in cooked food. So it's like she's not deprived of the nutrients from cooked food. Like, she does still eat sweet potatoes. She does eat mashed potatoes. She does eat cooked vegetables. Like, it's a lot of cooked food she takes in as well. And I do give her vitamins and minerals. I do give her probiotics, you know, things of that nature. But high raw is more sustainable to me. Like, mentally, I'm thinking that. But even with the cooked food, it's just like, is it good? Is it really good for you? Like, are you really getting benefits from making mashed potatoes from like white potatoes? Like, are you really getting the benefits? Are you really getting benefits from eating mashed sweet potatoes? Like, I'm starting to question everything, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if that's my intuition being a little bit louder than usual, and now I'm starting to hear more. I just feel like I have this strong calling to do something different with my diet. It's more so raw. Like, don't take in anything processed at this point. And anything processed meaning cooked, microwaved, you know, baked, anything that has been touched outside of this natural form. Like, my body is just like, no. I don't even want to say my body. I think it's really so much my inner spirit or my intuition, like I said earlier. And I think the juice fast has a lot to do with it, because I think we speak a lot on the physical part of it, but I think it's a lot of spiritual factors in it too. And I decided to wear my hoodie today that says check in. And basically it says mentally, physically, and spiritually checking in. And it's crazy because I feel like my intuition is really like, it has a voice now, and it's really checking in. Like, you can't do this anymore, and it's louder than it's ever been before. I will be taking you guys through this journey with me, because I have no clue what direction I'm going in. I can't even sit here and lie to you guys and tell you, oh, I plan on doing this, or oh, I plan on doing that, and then I end up not doing it, because then I just look like a liar, and I don't want to be a liar. I learned so much from you guys, like, on this juice fast journey, as far as like going through it with you guys giving me feedback on what I should look into, who I should listen to, and all of that has helped. I documented everything, like everything that I've learned or I believed, and later on in my juice fast I learned something new. Like, I duly noted, let me tell you, it's like I noted that to make sure that it was not something that I forgot, to make sure that I know moving forward. When I went through it, I didn't have anybody telling me step by step. Like, I was really experiencing it as I was going through it, because it's not like I have a lot of people in this world that are doing juice fasts, because it's not, you know. So really, you're your own example, and I'm okay with that, because I think the most important part of going through something in life is really being your own example. Somebody can show you their results all day, but sometimes you just need to experience it to really see what it could offer you. Also, speaking of all of this, I know that when I first started this journey, the first 30 days that I did not document it, it was things that I did that was totally different than what I did in month 2 and month 3. So in month 1, it was things that I tampered with, like I took in a little bit of nut milk. It was homemade nut milk, and I also had a little bit of tea, and I also took in, I also was doing cardio a lot. So I know I mentioned that I was doing cardio like every single day, and those are things that I spoke on in my earlier videos. But then as I got to month 2, of course, I'm deeper in my juice fast, so a lot of things changed. That means I stopped doing cardio. You guys know that, because I was like, no, I can't lose any more weight. So I stopped telling people like, hey, it's okay to do cardio on a 90-day juice fast. No, it's okay to do cardio every day on a 30-day juice fast, because I did it. But as far as like on a 90-day juice fast, like once you get past that 30-day mark, things will change. Like your body will change, so you will need to tweak, some things. And so as far as the tea goes, I definitely stopped drinking the tea very early on, because I just really wanted to experience the benefits of just juicing, like nothing else added. And the nut milk, it really wasn't, I don't even know why I took in the nut milk. I think I just wanted a different taste, and I decided to take in some nut milk. I do highly recommend it for people who are juice fasting and are already fairly small and going into a juice fast with like trying not to lose any weight. I would highly recommend taking in some homemade nut milk, because that will increase your calorie intake. So I will say I still heavily promote that, but that was not the reason why I took in nut milk. I just took it in because I wanted a different taste, and it worked out well for me. But I only had it twice, so it wasn't like I reaped any benefits from it. Now once I got to month 2, a lot of things changed, as I mentioned. So no tea, no nut milk, and also no cardio. But I was still doing, I'm not going to say no cardio, I was still doing low impact cardio, which was a lot of walking, also weight training, as well, as you guys know. So those are 3 things that I stopped doing. So constipation is something else that I never mentioned as a symptom of mine, but I did mention in a couple of my videos that I went days without having a bowel movement. That is correct, but I was just not associating the two as being one and the same. I thought being constipated means backed up, and also feeling constipated, and I didn't feel constipated, and I didn't feel like I was backed up. I felt like it stopped because I was only juicing, so I felt like everything else at that point was being released through my urine, so I didn't feel like I was backed up. But by definition, I was indeed constipated. So it seems as if I kind of contradicted myself there, but I just want to be clear that I was not associating the two. I was not making them one and the same, but by definition, I was definitely incorrect. So I guess what I was experiencing was considered constipation. However, I didn't take any action on it to resolve it, because I didn't look at it as constipation, and also I didn't feel constipated, and also eventually I started having bowel movements again. So it wasn't an issue for me as far as not taking any actions. But if you are constipated and it's something that you're concerned about, I would highly recommend doing enemas and also lemon water, because I know that would help a lot on your journey when you're having trouble with bowel movements. I just want to go ahead and point that out, because I want you guys to keep in mind that this is a journey, like seriously a journey. And anytime you're sharing your journey with the world, you will like grow with them. Like you will learn things along the way, and as you're growing, that story will start to change, because you're learning something new. So I want you guys to know that I am learning as I go along, everything about my body, why it's responding the way it is, and also what I should do about certain things. And I'm learning, and I'm researching, and I'm reading the comments. So of course, say for instance in a video, if I responded early on and said one thing like, hey, I do cardio every day, and then in the future video I'm like, no, I don't do cardio, I only weight train. I just want you guys to understand why, because I'm learning as I'm going through the journey, and the time frame of me responding is totally different. And so I just wanted to point that out, and I appreciate everybody who's on this journey with me and listening to my stories, because it does help me a lot. Like it gives me a lot of motivation to continue. Like I love this community. Like you guys are so invested, and I love it, because I feel like I'm also being an example for you guys to help you on your journey and to not be afraid, because it is scary. I'm not going to sit here and make it seem as though as I was documenting this, everything was good, peaches and cream, I was brave. No, I was not brave. I was scared. It was days where I was scared. I was in fear because I did not know if I was harming myself or if it was going to truly benefit me. It wasn't until later on in my juice fast, when I got closer to the end, that I became brave, because I was like, yeah, this is definitely it. This is definitely working. You know what I mean? Because I did have a lot of rough days, and it was mainly in the beginning, but still I had rough days. And I want you guys to understand that you will have rough days, and sometimes you feel weak, sometimes you get scared, sometimes fear does step in and take control, and you just have to know that, kind of communicate with your intuition. I'm a heavy believer of, if you just sit quiet and listen, your intuition will guide you. And so that's what I did, and my intuition kept telling me, like, you can't stop, like, you're not done. And so that was a motivation for me as well. So I am about to head out. I need to go home. I did just come from the grocery store, and I decided to come out to this community place because it's a very nice place to work. And so now I'm about to pack up and go home, and I am about to juice. So I know you guys want to see what I'm juicing, which is technically the same thing. When I tell you I juice the same thing all the time, and it's like sometimes I feel like you guys get annoyed because it's like, oh my gosh, she's juicing that again. But I am in love with the melons. Okay, that's where I'm at right now, and I am juicing some melons and pineapples and cucumbers, the typical. But I'm adding some ginger as well and some lemon water. So that is something that I'm doing differently. So you will be seeing me drink lemon water, okay, because that's where I'm at right now. So let's go to the house and let's juice.
There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be, but they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn, but they're not gonna